Comic book and manga fans, this is H. German from Sigma Comics, back again with another great video. And before we continue, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button because I know you're going to like it. Today we're recapping Indiana Comicon 2025. We had a great time and you're going to want to hear about it. Before I continue, I got to take a swig of the old Calico mug. Good as always. We have to tell you who we are and what we do. We're Sigma Comics. We're dedicated to the fight against animal abuse through comics and manga, featuring the Calico, the ultimate defender of animals. Here you see some of our products in the shop page, including our individual comics, issues 1 through 8. The first run of Here Comes Calico. And of course, it's collected in this wonderful trade called Calico Street Math, which collects issues 1 through 8, 240 pages. And we also have a collector edition. Absolutely incredible stuff. Every penny goes to fighting animal abuse because that's what we do. We fight animal abuse through comics. We also have manga. If you love manga, we have these beautiful tankobons in this wonderful set. Get it at sigmacomics.com. We also have merch featuring the Calico, I Kill for Animals. Folks, you're going to love this stuff. All right, so Indiana Comic-Con, all right, Indiana Convention, Comic Convention. This is run by FanX. They are a very good showrunner for conventions in the United States. They really did a very good job here at this show. We did very, very well. This was our fourth time in Indianapolis for Indiana Comic Convention. And just like the other times, the previous years, we did phenomenally well. Some of you already know I like to grade the shows. This one I gave a B plus, and for this show, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did the show alone, and actually linked up with one of our good friends, Indiana-based Drew. He is another comic book creator. He has a title called Unholy Nightmare, and you should definitely check it out. It is on Kickstarter. Unholy Nightmare on Kickstarter by Drew. His writing name is Dolan Waddock, and had a great time with Drew. We had some good Mexican food, really good time. We talked about comics, and Drew's. You could see Drew on the show, The Aficionados. He's always on that show with Wes, another great friend, and his show is called Thinking Critical. That's on Saturday mornings on YouTube. The show is called Comic Book Aficionados or Comic Aficionados, and you'll see it on YouTube by typing in Thinking Critical on Saturday morning, Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. So anyway, really great time. The convention center, we always love to come back here. The Indianapolis Convention Center, or the Indiana, I think it's called the Indiana Convention Center there. And it's on South Capitol Street there, 100 South Capitol Street. What a great time we had there. For this show, we like to bring more comics than manga, and it was the right move. I talk about this, that we're the, as far as I know, the only publisher that has a simultaneous manga and comic book series out at the same time. And it's always an interesting decision that we have to make before we go out. We have to, because we're limited in terms of the amount of comics we can bring in and manga, weight-wise, we need to make sure that we do a very good job of forecasting what the region is going to purchase. And in this case, we decided that comics were going to be a better decision to carry more comics. But either way, as it turns out, both of the products sold really well. We sold out of our manga, believe it or not, on Saturday morning. So, you might say, hey, maybe you should have brought my manga. I certainly should have. But the comics went very well as well. We were very, very close to selling out. I didn't want to put the sold out sign yet because I did have a few, and I did sell all the way up until the end. Typically, we have to leave early because our flights leave early. But for this show, knowing that we always do a fantastic job there, I decided to bring an enormous amount of stuff. I brought 3 bags, and by bags I mean huge, upper limit suitcases to the show. certainly would have been a sellout based on the amount of volume we were bringing last year. It absolutely would have been a sellout. In fact, this we've had 4 shows this year, and every single one of them most certainly would have been sellouts had we brought the amount of poundage that we usually bring to shows, and that's typically at the 150 to 200 range. But we've been bringing more because we've decided to pay more for additional baggage. That's how well we're doing at the shows. So again, would have been a sellout, but I did sell out. I did sell all the way till the very end of the show, and that's because the ticket was to leave on Monday. And of course, as you know, these shows are typically weekend shows ending on Sunday, typically around 5 p.m. So usually I'm already, shutting down by 3:30, 4, to sort of get out of there early and catch a flight. But in this case, I did sell all the way, and as a result, we had a great showing. The comic sold well, the manga sold incredibly well. So another great time there at Indiana Comicon or Indiana Comic Convention, run by FanX, the same people that bring you the FanX Salt Lake City and the Atlanta Comic Con, the Tampa Bay Comic Con, and of course this one here being the Indiana Comic Con Comic Convention. So great time had. I would say the interesting things that came out of here is I think this is the second time that we've done Artist Alley, and for those who are not privy to this, there are different sections of the convention that you can work. Okay, in our case, we are both artists and publishers, small press vendors, and of course vendors as well. So we can pretty much exhibit anywhere on the floor. We do have that flexibility, which is very nice. We have exhibited at this show as a vendor before, which you in that scenario you get a bigger booth, typically a 10 by 10, and you're on the vendor floor as opposed to Artist Alley where you get a table and you sell from a smaller smaller real estate. You typically just have a table and a couple of banners behind you, or maybe just one banner. So in this case, again, Artist Alley, it went very well. We've done them in both locations, vendors and Artist Alley, and both have gone very well. So I think for this show moving forward, you'll probably see us again in Artist Alley. Reminder, I did do this show alone, so if I do work it with another person, i.e., that would be Casey, she and I would probably do a larger booth in Artist Alley, or perhaps do a vendor table, or excuse me, a vendor booth in the vendor hall section. So just a great time. It was great to see Drew and talk comics. We always like to get together, and Drew's very knowledgeable about comics. Again, that writer, his name is Dolan Waddock. He goes by Drew, and it was a nice way to kick off the weekend. This is a 3-day show. Typically they are 3-day shows, but up until Indiana Comic Con this year, 2025, we'd been doing 4-day shows. That's because the bigger shows like Emerald City and MegaCon in Seattle and Orlando, respectively, were 4-day shows. So in this case, it was a 3-day show. I could easily, take care of this alone. So I flew out there and got it done there for Sigma Comics, and met some great fans there. We really have wonderful fans in Indianapolis that really love the Calico. A lot of big animal lovers out there, and some really great organizations. I always like when I go to these shows, and it's not all of them that have it. Some of these shows have actual animal welfare, care, and rescue organizations that have placements in these shows. And Indiana Comic Con is one of those. And hats off to FanX for doing that, for recognizing the importance of having these organizations at the show. The show manager there, her name is Katie. I got to meet her for the first time at the show. She did a great job. So we're really proud of her and the work that she's doing and her team. And we want to keep seeing great results, great turnouts like they were able to capture here in 2025. So good work to Katie and the team there at FanX. Wonderful job, and thank you for supporting the fight against animal abuse. You guys are doing a really good job out there. We're going to see you next year, 2026. With that, I want to thank everybody from Indianapolis who showed up at our booth in Artist Alley. If you were at the show, you didn't stop by and visit Sigma Comics, and you're watching this video, please come check us out because now you know what we're about, and we're a wonderful addition to the show because what we're selling to you is something that's really good that actually does something positive, especially for the animals there, in Indianapolis. So thank you once again for your support, and always keep on fighting for animals.